When I awoke, it was in a dark, warm little place. I could feel myself drifting like a lace curtain in the wind. Even as I tried to be still, parts of me floated through other things, woolly things and soft things, that made me turn and realize that I was in somebody's closet. There were sounds outside the closet and a light too. I had to stay away from the light though. I felt less solid when I let it touch my frayed skin, as though the light was tugging at each and every one of my threads, trying to make me unravel into another little pile of fabric to join the rest. As I looked in the shadow cast by the door, I peeked through the gap where I could, my gaze falling on a beautiful girl in a cozy-looking chair. Her feet were upon the seat, and her knees drawn in under her chin. She was precious, even in the pale blue light of her computer screen. I spent the whole night just watching her, drawing breath as slow and lazily as she did, despite not needing to. When she went to bed, the light going out with a click, and her screen going dark with a couple of shifts of the mouse, I watched her move around the world beyond my little closet. I did everything that I could to keep her in sight, though I was too shy to slip between the wooden doors and introduce myself. She left for a short while, and I stole a look around the room at her shelf full of teddy bears and the clothes she'd left on the ground. Her door handle turned, and I flitted back into the dark, too shy to speak to the pretty girl. She was quite precious. Not as tall as I was, and not as thin either. She had a golden shine to her hair that I couldn't help but stare at. Hair that seemed to capture every mote of light from the hallways beyond her bedroom. Even as she turned the torch in her hand towards me, and I felt its gentle burn beginning to tug at my stitches, I couldn't move. We stared into each other's eyes for so long that I forgot to breathe in time with her. But all she did was frown and lay down on her bed. She kept looking back towards me, though. Every few minutes, even after I'd gotten over the shock and hidden myself once more. At first, I didn't understand why, but I figured it out. She knew that I was shy. She knew I'd come to say hello when I was ready. Even from inside the closet, though, I could taste the soft perfume on the air. It was weak and fruity, but I liked it. It seemed to be coming from the girl. I just knew it had to be. I didn't understand why at first, but soon I knew I was being silly. For the rest of the night I watched her, drank deeply of her happiness, and did what I could to show her that I was still there. My face always close to the gap between the doors, even when she would play peekaboo with me. I wondered if she thought I was a kid, but I didn't mind. There are only so many games you can play when you can't speak. A few days later, I taught myself how to talk. The pretty girl came home and I whispered, "Welcome back," from behind a curtain of her clothes. I'd had to hide since the pretty girl left the door open all day. I don't think she knows light can hurt me. When she came over to the closet, I hoped she'd answer back, but she didn't, and I knew why. She was tired. The silly girl had big circles under her eyes because she'd been playing peekaboo with me all night. For a week. The pretty girl went to grab a shirt I was hiding behind, but stopped. It was super cute of her. She must have known I was there, because she stepped back away from me and frowned some more. She started to smell like happiness again, and she threw her shirt at me, though that didn't smell as nice. I figured out then that if I was going to be a good fiend, I had to move out and stop being so shy. The pretty girl left for food, and I slipped under her bed while she was gone. I've lived there for a really long time now. I've gotten bigger and bigger, thanks to all the happiness I've drunk down over the months. So now I have to fold my arms and legs up into a tangled mess just to avoid poking out. The pretty girl stopped sitting on her chair so much, too. I think she doesn't like to come across as rude by sitting with her back to me. She spends a lot of time on her bed now, and we play a new game. I poke my long fingers against the bed where I think she's sitting, and she moves somewhere else. It's so fun. She even sings to me. I started singing too, but she never heard me. Not until last night, at least. Last night, I was singing with her, and my voice came out through the speakers on her computer. It was all cracked and tinny, but the room suddenly stank with her happiness. I felt like I could show myself now, too. Not shy anymore. No need to be scared when I could fill the pretty girl with so much joy. I pulled myself out from under the bed and stood up, hunched over to avoid brushing the ceiling with my long, wild, tattered fabric. I smiled wider, and I knew that she must have been so happy with me being around. She was all curled up under her blanket, shaking, making cute little hitching noises. She must have been laughing so hard to fill the air with so much joy.